Hey Sagittarius, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These readings over here are Oracle deck only. Well, no, I throw some tarot in there too. But the readings about summer love, what you can expect with your romantic situation or non-situation this summer. And I have to tell you, so far these have been extremely tame. So hopefully you Sagittarius will spice things up and make things a little more interesting for us this summer. And then over on Vimeo, though, this time I have posted readings about, well, they're traditional tarot readings. And this reading is, there was some sort of way in which you weren't making space for your higher self in a group situation. And you needed to be true to your own vision as well as listen to other people. So both of those, I've already thoroughly shuffled these. So let's just get going here. All right. For your relationships over the summer, Sagittarius. Bird's eye view, their position, your position, possible action, results of that action, and how you might grow from this situation. The overview is thinking. So it doesn't seem much spicier than the rest of them, Sagittarius. It's okay. You're in good company. So lots of thinking here. This is card 44. It's come up before in this whole set of... So is this one? So, oh my gosh. So is that one. So is that one. Okay, we have 4 repeats here despite following the shuffle science and shuffling. And they're in different orientations. So we have thinker here, overview, lots of thinking going on, maybe visioning about either your situation or your non-situation. You're thinking about it. Someone's thinking about something. That's the overview here. There's a lot of thinking going on, looking at things from different perspectives, contemplating, possibly overthinking. That's the overall situation with your so-called love life this summer. So their position, orphaned. They feel abandoned and alone. They might not even be with you. They might be solo. They might be single. Orphaned can definitely be a very single vibe here. There's like there's a sense of isolation, a sense of being ready. She's in a wedding dress. She's ready for something. She's ready to go, but yet she's here all alone by herself in her home, in her nest. She's ready for commitment, but feeling maybe a little sorry for herself, feeling a little sad and abandoned. That's their position. This person feels alone. They feel very much alone. If you're with someone, you're not doing a very good job of being in a relationship with them, of making it worthwhile. If you're not with someone, the person, so there's somebody here that's just, it's not you. They feel just very alone and very sad and abandoned and isolated. And then there's a sense of like there was this joyous commitment they were ready to make. They were ready to go, ready to move forward with, very ready for that. But instead, they're dressed for the party. They're all dressed up with no place to go. They're just staying home with their willingness to commit. And they're just really sad and dejected here. They're feeling very rejected. Your position, higher power, you're a little bit out of sorts here. You don't feel like, you may not feel very powerful. You may feel like you're trapped in the mundane. You may feel you're not, maybe you don't even feel this. Maybe you don't even realize that you're not really connecting to your higher self. Well, I mean, it's not like you have to be with this person. They can, right? We can't just like go be with everybody that feels dejected and alone if it's not for us. And there's a sense here of like, you don't feel very powerful. You don't feel very connected. Also, this isn't going to be for everyone watching this, but maybe there's a sense of having stopped an activity that was damaging to you, and this other person now like feels alone. Like maybe you guys were you know, no, you don't know. I'm having trouble with like maybe you guys were drinking buddies or something like that and you stopped. But it doesn't, like the higher power looks like it's reversed, like you're not, maybe you've fallen off the wagon or something. There could be some kind of substance issue here. But there's a sense here of you don't feel like you're in the right spot at the right time. You don't feel, you're not connected to, you're not having a spiritual experience. You're not feeling connected to your spiritual, to your higher self. You maybe have behaved in ways that were beneath you, beneath your capacity as a spiritual being, beneath that. Maybe you have behaved in ways that were not in alignment with your own values. We all do that, and that's where the apology comes in handy. So when we behave in ways that don't align to who we know ourselves to be on another plane, in another way, like our highest value, and we behave, we all do from time to time, frequently behave in ways that don't reflect those values and our aspirations for who we want to be. So this is this represents that, this card. So possible action, and then we have the results of that action. So the possible action is yang. So this is not receiving an apology, not taking action, no movement, no taking action, no trying to change the situation. If you take no action, no initiative, if you show no initiative here to apologize or change something or do something, the results of this inaction is a fork in the road, which is really interesting. So it's like, if you don't apologize or if you don't take action to more include this person or make this person, if you're in a relationship and you've done something that felt bad to someone, if you want to be with them, but you don't take action, then there will be a split. There will be decisions to be made and a splitting off. The path forks. And most of the time with this, I feel like there'll be choices to be made. But with this, I see a path going down together, especially with this sort of person feeling so abandoned and so alone. The path that you are on, if you're with someone, the path that you have been traveling together will split unless you take some sort of initiative and some sort of action. You will be splitting off. Yeah, I want to say, like, another way to read that is that you not taking action now will create a situation in the future in which choices will definitely need to be made. So sure, you can not show any initiative. It kind of looks like you need to apologize to someone. That's just the reading. Maybe this reading isn't for you. Maybe it actually is, though. But there's a fork in the road. There will be decisions, and there will be a division, and you're going to have to decide. Maybe you can postpone or do nothing right now and just think about it right now. But you won't be able to do that forever. You'll have to make a choice at some point. And then how you might grow from this unfinished symphony, which is really interesting. You won't have the closure. You'll have to become more comfortable with uncertainty. You'll have to, how you might grow from this. You'll have unfinished business. You'll have a sense of unfinished business with this, of ending something. You'll need to end, right? No closure, ending something without finding out where it would go, which we don't always have to find out. Sometimes we can know pretty early on that we want in this. Maybe you were out of sorts and the way this person's reacting doesn't feel right to you, or isn't like gonna work for you. So don't take any action and you'll split, but you'll always wonder what could have happened here if you had taken a different path or done something else. If we flip this yang around and say you do take action, you do take initiative, then there's no split in the road. But it's unfinished business in reverse. So there will just be some loose ends to tie up. Maybe go get your stuff from their place, or, you know, pay them what you owed them for whatever. Like there's this unfinished business. There may be a split going on here. And then you might be just needing to, like, you know, get separate cell phone plans or something like that. Or, you know, just like there'll be some loose ends to tie up. And some practical things to finish up here. If you don't take any initiative and you do split. Boy, this is almost worse than like the other ones, which were just like, yeah, you're just going to stay together and then whatever you got right now is just going to happen. This is the potential. These last three cards have a lot of potential for, they're all about change. And it all depends on whether you decide to take action or no action. If you decide to take initiative or not initiative. Let's read it if you're not with someone. You're thinking about dating someone. They're very much alone. You don't feel very empowered to take action towards them. If you don't take action towards them, they might end up making a different choice, or you might lose the opportunity because your paths aren't going to be together forever. So I almost see, like, if you're single, this is someone that, like, you might have your eye on someone that's in your life for a moment. And if you don't take any action towards them, they'll just move on to, like, the next job or the next situation or the next bar or whatever. They'll just move on and your paths will cross. And there won't be much to finish up here. There won't be much to do. Yeah. So maybe you get a ride with someone, and if you don't say or do anything or take any initiative, you'll just never see them again. That's all. Okay, well, we're going to pull some clarifiers here. So who are they? Who are you? What's the overall? What's the, what are the results? Ooh, what's your action options here? Clarifying that no movement. And how might you grow from this? Forgot to tell you guys, we're pulling clarifiers. Okay. So, thinking, the overview of the situation is thinking and just enjoying the sweetness of life and the beautiful things in life, and people taking care of themselves. People taking care of themselves. And Elixir of Life always reminds me that life is really hard. So taking care of yourself and indulgences and trying to enjoy life as much as possible, even in all the difficulty, especially because of all the difficulties we face here and pain and suffering we face here. So just thinking and thinking about, you know, how to enjoy life more. Thinking about pleasures. They're showing up as an orphaned chameleon. Act as if. This could be sort of the, like, fake it till you make it idea that I was just having a conversation with someone about. The sense that, you know, you dress for the life you want, you dress for the job you want, not the job you have. And here she's in a wedding dress. And this person may be acting like everything's fine and that they're fine, which is what you're supposed to do, like, in a breakup. You don't need the other person to see your pain and suffering, right? You don't need that. So they're acting as if everything's fine. They're acting as if they are going to go ahead and get married. They're dressed for commitment. They're ready for commitment. They may feel very sad and abandoned, but they're not showing that to you. They are keeping that a secret and just trying to go along with whatever you're saying. You being sort of out of sorts and not adhering to your higher self. You're a turkey bird. You're being a little turkey here. is basically what I'm getting overall. But it says give with gratitude and grace. So you might have something to give to someone. But also, you know, this higher power card in reverse, it does look like maybe you're feeling a little powerless or a little hopeless about something. Give with gratitude and grace. You might be actually feeling a little proud, a little full of yourself. But from that fullness, you can give, right? If you're feeling full of yourself and a little bit cocky and not really being very humble, you you have a lot to give then, is what that means. So give with gratitude and grace, especially if it's an apology. Make sure it's a real freaking apology and not a fake one. Okay, action. We have yang reversed. No action, not taking action, not taking initiative. Which is really funny. What's your possible action? No action. The chariot is movement, moving the energies, reading the energies. This is very much a coordination idea rather than a control idea. There's no control here, but coordination. You can't actually control horses. You can only request their cooperation. I used to work at a dude ranch. So a horse is much bigger than you and much stronger than you will ever be. And the idea that you are going to control that is just laughable. What you have to do is you have to work with the horse's natural instincts and work with the horse. And if you're going to work with multiple horses, or so if you're going to work with, this is funny in a relationship reading, but if that floats your boat, go for it. If you're going to work with multiple horses or you're coordinating with something, the chariot always looks at like coordination and cooperation, not force and control. So we're not going for force and control. Being true to your emotions, ace of emotions, allowing whatever feelings come up to come up. And then page of voices, speaking up. So these all came out in the reverse. So the yang, not taking initiative, not coordinating anything, suppressing your feelings and not talking about it. But in the upright, we have coordinating things. We have allowing your true emotions to come up and learning how to speak about how you feel in your emotions, especially if you're feeling maybe like something's a little off here, something's a little wrong here, or you're feeling out of sorts, or you've realized that you've acted in a way that wasn't in alignment with your higher ideals. Learning how to talk about those feelings and not suppressing them, and learning how to communicate and move forward with that is very important. Communicating regrets, communicating just the concept that I had this ideal of who I am and I haven't lived up to that is actually very crucial to a relationship. And it signals to the other person that you're willing to work with them, that you're willing to cooperate with them. If you aren't willing to cooperate with them or work with them, don't say that you are. That's just manipulation. So if you genuinely feel something, feel free to figure out how you can say it in words that feel right to you. So possible outcome, fork in the road, things might be splitting off, there might be decisions. Again, this is the page of voices card over here, communicating something. There's a whole heap of stuff back here. And this is doing a little bit of just saying the one thing, figuring out how to give something that's on your mind and in your heart over to somebody. So this fork in the road, a decision maybe to communicate and to share something, and maybe even to move in together or something like that. Like we have my home is my castle, this like, or maybe just like spend a weekend at someone's place or something like that. Like a little bit of a decision point coming up, maybe about housing, or a decision point coming up about sharing a part of your, communicating some part of yourself, just the page of voices, just communicating something. Ooh, page of voices can also be looking at something very rationally, looking at these feelings that are coming up, but being very rational about them. And the chariot can talk about, coordinating your feelings and your communications, your mind and your heart, and getting those two things to kind of work together a little bit. Again, we can't do that through force, but that's going to be through through working with the strengths of your emotions and the strength of your communication or your rational mind, and getting those to kind of coordinate, right? And we have overall thinking, but also we have the elixir, we have the feeling, and we have the sensuality coming in together. So there might be some sort of issue with the heart and mind, and you might have to pick whether you're going to go with your heart or your mind on something. But this is saying that there's an opportunity to actually get those coordinated and working together. And this would be like making an offering. Again, we have give with gratitude and grace. This is something you're giving. This can be a thought that you have, or something actually physical that you'd like to give. So giving with gratitude and grace. And then we have you as a result of your action, or rather inaction, of being able to give something that does change the course of a situation. And brings options into a situation. So how you might grow from this unfinished symphony, having to tie up some loose ends somewhere, some technical aspect of something that's over or ending. Pegasus transcending, so rising above something. And I love this too, with this higher power. And this almost looks like getting more in touch with your higher power or your higher self, and transcending some sort of like mundane, rising above some sort of more difficult situation or bad communication, and transcending sort of a more a difficult spot that I think you got yourself into here, and rising above some kind of situation. And maybe even leaving the unfinished business behind and not worrying about it too much. But just, I think also the Pegasus transcending can be being the bigger person. If there is sort of an ending coming in here, this can be more about like not, making everything like perfectly equal, but like being the bigger person in a situation. So, all right, I hope that was helpful for you. If you want to join me over on Vimeo for a more traditional tarot spread about just about any topic, is fair game over there. You're welcome to do so. I'll leave the link in the description box below. Otherwise, I will chat with you guys in a month.